Big Bacon. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. Today, I have the Wave 1 release G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. This is the red dot version, so this is not the updated, repainted, re-released, whatever. This figure was released in 2019, and I actually found this in retail. And this is actually a miracle figure when you consider what a lot of the early Snake Eyes went through. So, what do you say we begin with the figure and move on to the accessories? So, as I said before, this is the version that has the red dot right there over the visor. The visor itself is done in this high gloss finish, as is the side of the helmet. The top and the mouthpiece actually have a more matte finish to them. The detailing on this headpiece is amazing. Breath holes, the armor extends down the chin, seam lines on the hood. Body itself, we've got this bandolier here. It's got this, honestly, the belts they give you in the military, that's the texture of them. Got a couple pouches, a few grenades on there. It does move independently, but once you get the sword sheathed in, it does kind of lock it into place. The chest itself has this leathery harness that goes right across the top of the chest. Small Arashikage emblem right there. Silver painted O-rings. Body armor itself is once again, looks more like one of those rubbery kind of leathery materials. Arms have armor plating up here along the shoulders, along the forearms, even along the bicep on the outside. On the inside, though, got more of that rubbery looking material. Looks like leather gloved hands. Belt is free floating. Both belts are actually attached together. And once again, we've got that Arashikage logo. Paint on that is not perfect, but it gets the point across of what it is. Silver buckles. Belt extends all the way around. Has a split point, which makes it look more realistic than if it was just perfectly laying on top of each other. Pants have this fabric texture to it. You can actually see it if you look closely. Extends all the way down to the boots. Both thighs. This side has a sheath. This side has a holster. Okay, the knee pads look like they've been painted to look like they go all the way around, like one of those neoprene straps. And then you got these high gloss knee guards, knee pads. The boots themselves have this leathery texture, come up mid calf, and then the front actually has what looks like an armor plate to it. All in all, a good looking figure. So let's do some quick articulation. Both the neck and the head have ball joints at the top and bottom. So looking up, ooh, and there's a hinge as well. Looking up, not a whole lot, but I think it's because this collar's raised up in the back. Looking down, actually pretty good. Head rotates, not a lot of tilt. Arm hinges up to almost 90. It's because of the mold on the shoulder armor. Bicep cut, does rotate all the way around. Have a double jointed elbow. Because of the sculpt, gets well beyond 90, but not all the way up. And rotates. And has a vertical hinge, as does this side. I wish I knew what was going on with my focus, but okay. Now, this little cutout here is what's known as an ab crunch. It's just an articulation point that allows you to move the figure. He also has a ball at the waist. So bending forward, he can find every nickel you've ever dropped. Coming back, Limbo Champion. Because of the ball joint at the bottom, he does a good tilt. Nice hula hoop action. He does have a drop down hip. So that allows him to kick forward that far. Come out that far, although with the knife in the sheath that would be restricted. Back, not so much. Double jointed knee allows for really great range of motion back here. There is a thigh cut. There is a boot cut right there at the top of the boot. Allows for rotation. Foot hinges back that far. Back. Just that far forward. And there is a front-facing rocker. So, what do you say we move on to the accessories? Okay, now, quick disclaimer. His larger rifle looks ridiculous, so it is in storage. I will not be displaying it. The backpack on a Ninja is entirely too large and cumbersome, so I've moved that to another figure. So what you're seeing is what he's being displayed with, not necessarily everything he comes with. He does have a smaller handheld weapon. Detail on it is, I mean, it's not bad. Very futuristic. A lot of these early classified weapons were modeled off of Nerf guns. Why? Because Hasbro owns both licenses. And I figured at some point they would turn around, re-release all those Nerf guns, painted in military colors, and call them the G.I. Joe line. And that might still happen. Now, this figure has very stiff hands. So trying to get a weapon into them requires an act of God or Congress. But it's in there. He holds it rather well. Next up, we have a pistol. Like the rifle, it's got this ugly ass hole in it. That's because of some gimmick they had where they wanted to be able to peg these onto the pack or through each other for storage. Honestly, Hasbro, it was a stupid idea. Your whole, let's make these guns look as non-real as possible, really backfired on this. It does come with a suppressor, which just pegs onto the end. I actually like the look of the suppressor more than I do the actual sidearm. But if you unpin that and you turn them this way, the pistol goes easily into the sheath. And the suppressor, there's no such thing as a true silencer, actually slides down into a ring on the front of the holster. So you have storage for both items. Comes with a sword sheath, which has this Arashikage logo up here at the top. This beautiful leather look along most of it, along with stitching. What appears to be probably a metal end cap. It does have a peg, And it's actually, both sides decorated the exact same. It's actually designed so you could snap it into the side of the backpack or peg it directly into the back of the figure, which is what I'm going to be doing. This is a bandolier, bring it up, find the spot on the back, and just pop it right in there. He comes with this sword, which I guess in the comics is a specific weapon. One I'm not entirely familiar with, but it is a badass looking sword. Got a wider, broader head at the tip. Comes down. We have an engraved Arashikage logo right there at the pommel. And then what appears to be this gnarly wood grain handle. Even has rivet points to it. And this goes into the hand comfortably, or you can just sheath it right there into the sheath. Now, I told you this is a miracle figure. The last accessory is this really cool looking knife. Not a lot of paint detail on any of these weapons. But for a ninja dressed in black, I would expect most of his weapons to be black as well. Now, every single review on this first wave of Snake Eyes complained that the knife did not go into the sheath all the way. Whereas mine fits in beautifully. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So there's Snake Eyes, fully decked out and ready to go. So what do you say we get him up onto the shelf? And there we are. Once again, I thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. Anything and everything helps out. Until next time, I'll catch you later.